Hi guys, it's Maggie,
And Emma.
and welcome back to another episode of I Love You Bye.
Today, we're just going to be talking again as a little FaceTime episode because I'm still not home yet and we have a lot to kind of chat about and things we want to cover. This time, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more topic oriented and still like a chit chat because we have some things we want to cover. Since obviously I've been traveling this whole entire month, I feel like I've really gotten all the traveling, whether it's road tripping or flying, down to a T. So we have a lot to kind of talk about. But first, we're going to start off with our peak and pit of the week.
My peak of the week is that I did a little staycation with my boyfriend for his birthday, and we went to the Four Seasons in Boston. We did a spa day. We went out to dinner. We just spent time together and hung out, relaxed, and it was like a much needed weekend away from home. So that was super fun. And my pit is probably that my dog is barking at me right now and scratching at the door, even though there's two doors where I am. I'm in my office right now. There's a door behind me, and then there's a door to the bathroom, which has another door that opens back out to where he is. And the bathroom door is open. Like, he could easily just come in through the bathroom. Like, he was just in here and he went out that way. And now he's scratching at the door behind me. So, do you hear him? Milo. So, it's probably that he's scratching. Also, I've been finding ticks all over him.
Ticks? Oh, because you have the grass.
Because we have the grass. So I picked one off of his eye last night and he has like a big scab now. So I feel like that's like my pit because I'm kind of worried because the tick was like attached to his eye, like about his eyebrow area. So I'm like scared that he's going to get Lyme disease. Or does it have to be like a deer tick for them to get Lyme disease?
You should just be careful and be checking him every single time you come inside from outside and try to avoid long grass.
I know that's what we've been doing. Like last night we brought them for a walk and we were like going on the sidewalk the whole time. Like we weren't in the grass at all.
Yeah, just try to avoid grass. I mean, obviously it's easier said than done with dogs, but I would check him every single time you bring him inside. You don't want ticks on yourself either.
I know.
That'd be bad. But that's what we used to do with our dogs growing up. We would just check them every time. Like, remember Winnie, after she'd come in for a walk, she'd lay down on her back so that you could check her.
Yeah, I literally thought of that last night. I was like telling Mac, he's like, how'd you find that? The tick. And I was like, okay, I literally found it because I was petting him and I felt it. And I'm so used to like checking the dogs because I would check our
Yeah.
dogs when we were little all the time. So
And like
that's how
check
I
their
found it.
paws and check his ears and all the little areas where like his
I
armpits
know.
right here.
I'm gonna after we finish recording.
Yeah, that's good though, but that's sad.
Yeah.
My peak of the week would probably have to be have been I learned how to play pickleball yesterday and I really enjoyed it and really loved it a lot and I really want to become good at it and I'm like excited to play again even though I said this in the last episode, but even though my boyfriend um and I were on a team together and he like fully took over and like stole the show, which is totally fine. Like it's whatever. I'm kind of used to it because I feel like that's how Maggie was growing up. But
Oh, Emma, I'm
but
competitive.
no, I know, I get it. It's okay. But I'm really excited to learn and to get better. Like I'm very determined to get better. So I think that is my peak. Like I just had so much fun last night. We played with a bunch of other families and did like a little tournament. And I don't know, I've just been having so much fun with like Peyton's friends and family that I'm with right now in Portland. And my pit is probably, well, this isn't really a pit. Okay, this isn't really a pit, but it's kind of just like, it's not pit at all because it's not even bad, but it's the only thing that I could think of. So we are staying in an Airbnb right now. We have a house on a lake. It's not even on the lake, I think. It's like a little bit off the lake. Um, and it's in this part of Oregon called Lake Oswego. And so it's a little bit scary because it's kind of like cabinish and we're like kind of in the middle of the woods. Like we have to go a little bit deep into the woods to get to it. Not deep. I'm like exaggerating. There's other houses on the road, but it's clearly just a rental home. Like this place, no one's living in it year round, you know? Like it's definitely just a
Yeah.
rental because you know how rentals on the outside are just like there's kind of like leaves everywhere and it just looks like it's like a rental home.
Yeah.
So I get a little spooked when I'm in it, but the first night I got a little spooked because it was just Peyton and I was like making sure all the doors were locked and all the windows were locked, and I was just like, obviously, like I don't know, like something about me, I just get spooked when I'm in new places and like rental homes for some reason. Like even when we were in 30A, although it's like a really really safe area, got spooked from Peyton and I were in this like 5 bedroom house alone. So I'm like getting spooked in this little house because we're in the middle of the woods, but I'm not spooked anymore because we have two of his friends staying there with us too. Because not gonna lie, Peyton got a little spooked too, and so we're now
Wait,
having his
who's
two
staying
friends
with you?
stay, Brian and Brooks.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so which I love Peyton's friends, Brian and Brooks. So it's like fun having them there too. But it was just like, I don't know, it's like so silly. Oh my God, last night I was like, oh, I was so tired because jet lag, obviously. And I'm like, it's probably like, I think it was like 11 or 10:30 here. And I like, or 10 here, I go upstairs to go to bed. And what is that at home? Like 1 o'clock in the
Mm-hmm.
morning. So I'm like ready to go to bed, and the boys are all downstairs like still talking and like hanging out and stuff like that, but like the house that we're in is like a loft style house, so Peyton and I's bedroom, like you can't just shut a door and like block out the noise a little bit. It's like I hear every single thing and I'm like, they're both his friends are like kind of quiet, but the loudest one was Peyton. I was
Oh
just
my
like
God.
couldn't fall asleep for an hour and I was like, Peyton, please be quiet, but he's fine.
He's so
He ended
funny. I
up
think
coming
he
to
gets
bed
like
too.
so excited to like be with his friends that
I know.
that's what happens to Mac too. Like he will be talking when he's around his friends and his like voice gets louder and louder and louder
Louder and
as
louder.
he's
I
like
know that's
so
how Peyton
excited.
is. Oh, Peyton's so cute. I want to give him a hug. That's so cute.
So cute.
He just loved being with his friends. And then yesterday he even said to me, we're sitting by the pool, and he was like, I just love being home like with all my friends. And I was like, I know.
I was gonna ask you, like, you know how you keep talking about how you want to like move to a house?
Hmm.
How are you gonna move to a house if you're spooked?
Okay, the thing is that I'm spooked because like I don't know those houses. Those are rental properties.
Yeah.
Like if it was a house that like we were moving into with our stuff in the town that we're living in, like
Yeah,
that's
true. And
totally
it's like
fine by
your
me.
own stuff in
Like
the house.
I'm not spooked at dad's house when I'm alone there, you know, like the house that we
Okay.
grew up in. Like I'm not spooked at all. I'm not spooked if I was alone at your house. I'm not spooked if I'm alone at the apartment. Like I'm not spooked with that type of stuff, but I was just spooked even though I was with Peyton when we were at our house in Lake Oswego, because like we're in the middle of nowhere and like it's just like trees and stuff. Not the middle of nowhere. There's like I'm like being so dramatic, but like it's just in the woods. So I just like get spooked about that. And then I got spooked in 38 because it's like I don't know if there's someone
I can't believe
hiding.
you got spooked in 30A, Emma.
Peyton tried to watch this show, Black Mirror, and it's really interesting. I was able to watch it when we were in Nashville because I wasn't spooked at Jess's house, but I couldn't watch it when we were alone.
Wait, that's so funny.
Yeah, so.
Okay, since you've been traveling so much this past month, and I feel like just in the past, I mean, I have kind of like stopped traveling as much as I used to, but definitely from like 2018 to 2022, we were traveling so much. There was like five
Yeah.
years of us just like nonstop traveling. We went so many different places. I feel like we would always vlog our like travel experiences and like packing for our trips and stuff like that. So I just thought it'd be fun in this episode to talk about like all of our travel tips that we have. We could talk about like favorite places that we've been, how we like to pack for trips, like what we like to bring, stuff like that, you know?
Okay, let's start off with our favorite places to travel, and then we can go to packing and like all that type of stuff, like deep dive in that.
Do you want to go first with your favorite place?
Okay, I will, because I feel like I've traveled to so many different cities too, especially with like Peyton. Um, but my favorite places to travel, I think the easiest places to travel are places that are like tropical, like beaches. Like one of the easiest places that was for traveling lately has been Naples and like traveling to Florida or like 30A. Like those have been so easy. Not talking about like getting there and stuff like that, because some like 30A is a layover. There's like barely any direct flights, and then but the other parts of Florida were like direct flights or like direct driving. But I think like
Hmm.
packing wise, they were so easy. And I just love being on a beach. So I'd have to say some of my favorite places in the past year were I loved Naples. I really want to go to Palm Beach. I really loved the Bahamas. I really loved I do love Portland. I actually like enjoy it so much here. I really did like going to Atlanta. I don't know, I like didn't see too much in the city, but for some reason I just loved how green it was, and maybe because it was like cold at home that I kind of liked it. But I love traveling to Chicago. I haven't been there in so long, but I do love going to Chicago. And I think that's all that I can think of right now.
My favorite place, which I literally have been thinking about for a few days, because like I want to go back there so bad. And like, don't get me wrong, I definitely want to travel back to Europe but I've been to Italy before in the past, and I went to like 4 different cities in Italy. I don't have that much of a desire to travel to Europe as like other people do. And I
Yeah,
get
I
so many
agree.
comments on my videos, and people like whenever I do the question boxes on my Instagram, people always comment on the question box and they ask me why I don't travel abroad all the time. And like I don't know why this is like such a big deal to people, but anyway, I don't know. I saw this TikTok today that was like I went to Paris because everyone was telling me to go, and it was just like smelly and dirty. And I guess I was like reading the comments on the video. I've never been, so I'm not like judging Paris in this way, but someone commented and was like, "Yeah, I have a teacher that was like a college professor that was actually from Paris, and she said like I don't know why people always want to go there because it's like dirty and smelly." And so
Mm.
I was just like reading that. But anyway, so I think my favorite place that I've ever been and that I want to travel to again, that I think I want to have my honeymoon at, is Hawaii. It's the best place on earth. Like, I think it's so beautiful. It's so relaxing. It's just like one of my favorite places I've ever been. We've been twice, and I would go a million times
Yeah,
again.
I totally forgot about Hawaii. I really liked the island that we went to, Kauai.
Me too. I loved Kauai. I think my next trip, I want to go to Maui.
Yeah, me too, and stay at the Four Seasons in Maui.
Yeah, I've just heard that hotel is like so beautiful.
Yeah, me too. That would be so fun.
I definitely want to go back to Hawaii. That's probably been my favorite place that I have ever traveled to. I just hate how far it is from Boston because you have to fly like 13 hours. So it's really, really far. Like we are definitely obviously closer to Europe than we are to Hawaii, but I just love it so much. And I definitely want to go back there again soon. I also loved Chicago. It was like one of my favorite places, like one of my favorite cities in the United States has to definitely be Chicago. Like if I had to choose a city other than Boston, it would be Chicago. I just think it's so much fun during the summer and they have really good food.
I really liked when I went to Michigan a couple summers ago.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Michigan. It's so like, I don't know, it's just not city, and it's just very open, and I stayed in like
And green.
yeah, it's very green. I really want to go to, I guess there's this place, I think it's called Holland, Michigan. It's right on Lake Michigan. And that's where like people go when they go to like the beach. And then there's this other part, like northern Michigan, that's up near Canada, that a lot of people like when they summer in Michigan, they like go summer up north. Like a lot of people have like up north houses, and it's like lake houses up there. And it's, I guess it's like a little lake town. That would be really fun. But I noticed with all like the traveling and every place that I see, I'm not like a city girl. I don't love the city anymore, really. I really just love like towns and like homes. Like going to 30A was so fun because that was like a little beach town, you know?
Yeah. And it's like you almost feel like you're on an island. Like you don't even feel like you're in
You don't feel like
Florida.
you're in
You
the
know what I
United
mean?
States. Yeah.
I know. I really like it there too.
Me too. When we went to 30A, we didn't even fly there. We drove.
I know, I can't believe you guys drove.
I know, it took us 9 hours. It was so funny.
Hi guys, we're taking a quick break from the show to hear from our sponsors at Ritual.
If you're a fan of the podcast, you know that Maggie and I love trying new restaurants around Boston or when we're traveling.
But you know what the worst feeling is? Making reservations at a new dinner place, getting all dressed up for the night out, meeting your friends at the restaurant, and then sitting down at the table only to have the worst stomach ache.
Having stomach pain and feeling bloated out of nowhere is the fastest way to ruin a night out. But that feeling is exactly why Ritual created Symbiotic Plus to save your night and make sure you enjoy that pasta dish at your favorite restaurant.
Symbiotic Plus is a daily 3-in-1 capsule that provides immunity and bloat support while boosting the gut barrier function.
Adding a postbiotic to your routine is so important because it provides fuel to the cells that make up your gut lining and supports a healthy gut barrier.
It's all packed into one single mint-flavored capsule that's super easy to carry in your purse and bring to a restaurant, on a plane, a friend's house, or wherever you might need it.
Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game. That's why Ritual is offering our listeners 20% off during your first month.
Visit ritual.com/loveyoubuy to start Ritual or add Symbiotic Plus to your subscription today. Wait, one other thing I do want to add when it comes to traveling, speaking of like 30A, driving, flying, stuff like that. So last time I was in 30A and I was going to fly home back to Boston. There's no direct flights back to Boston, so I had to have a layover in Atlanta. And I got to the airport, and the airport's super tiny, and I walked up to the desk and I go to check my bag, and the lady looked at me and she was like, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Boston." She told me I missed the flight by 30 seconds or like the cutoff or whatever. So I had to fly to Nashville and spend the night at Jess's house. And we're on the plane and we took off, and it was like the worst turbulence I had ever like been through in my entire life. Worse than my flight back from Italy a few years ago when the plane was like dropping over the Atlantic Ocean. That was like one of the scariest things that happened to me, because I had no Wi-Fi on the plane and there was no TV, so you didn't know where you were. We were just like over the ocean. But when I was leaving 30A, the plane was like dropping, but like almost like tilted down. So it was so scary, and Jess was like freaking out. She was bawling her eyes out because obviously like she just thinks of her daughter. And I was like really calm, and I told her like not to worry. And then once we landed, I told her the story about how when I was coming home from Italy and we had that really bad turbulence and the plane was dropping, and then we got invited to Toronto with Air Canada so we could meet those pilots and like talk about turbulence and stuff like that. And I didn't realize it, but like a lot of people get anxiety when flying and get like really stressed out. But I feel like the fact that we went and met the pilots and got to talk about what turbulence is and how like it's not going to take down the plane. And it really, if you think about it as like you're just going through, it's like a pencil going through Jello, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to explain that to Jess, and she was like, "Why didn't you tell me that earlier? Because I would have been so much less scared."
That's so funny because every single time, like I know a ton of people that hate flying because of turbulence and they think they're gonna like die. I tell them that story about how we went there and that's what the pilot said, and they like are like, "Oh, like that like makes so much more sense," and like people aren't scared. I always think of that too. Like I don't care about flying now. Like I'm just like, okay.
I know, me too. Like whenever there's turbulence or anything, I'm just like not really that affected by it. But I used to get really bad anxiety. Like I would be so stressed out, and it would like, I don't know, I would just get the worst anxiety when I was flying.
Yeah.
But I definitely haven't anymore since that time. So maybe hopefully this is able to help someone out there listening if you have flight anxiety, just to like ease it
Yeah.
a little bit, because it really, turbulence is like not dangerous at all, and it's not going to bring down the plane.
Something I recommend for traveling is getting TSA pre-check.
Oh, TSA PreCheck changed my life.
Changed my life too. The last couple flights I've taken, like Peyton will book our plane tickets together, and he doesn't add my known traveler number for my TSA pre-check. So I've been in the normal TSA line, like taking the shoes off, taking my computer out of my luggage and stuff. And I was just like, Peyton, like, we're gonna get you set up for, although, like, I mean, during the season, he travels on, like, they fly private and stuff, so he doesn't even need it. But, like, off season, we've been doing a lot of traveling. And it would make our lives 10 times easier. I have it, but like for the sake of like being with him, like I'm not just gonna leave him in the dust when I'm at the airport.
I'm the person that leaves people in the dust. Like if I
Oh
travel
my
with
God.
Graydon, if I travel with Mac, I'm like, bye, see you on the other side.
Oh my
I'm
God,
not taking my
no.
laptop out of my bag
But
and taking
but
my
then
shoes off.
I know, no, seriously, that's so lately I've been doing that and I'm just like 112% the best possible thing I think I've ever done about traveling is getting TSA pre-check because it makes your life 11,000 times easier.
Yeah, it really, really
It's so
does.
quick and even if you don't do pre-check, there's another thing called clear, which I forget what airport I was in. It might have been Atlanta. And the guy, I guess like at Atlanta's airport is um the pre-check line is like really long, like longer than the
Really?
normal line. Yes, so it's like the normal line, the pre-check line, which is like light years long, and then there's the TSA PreCheck and Clear line, which if you have both of them, it's so fast. So I signed up for Clear like that day just to like go through the line quicker. And Clear is funny because you literally go up, you put your two fingers on this little screen and it takes a picture of your face and then you go right through.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, you put your
I
bag
always
obviously.
see like the stuff for clear, but I never knew like what it was or how to do it.
Yeah, but I guess like normal Clear, you still have to take your shoes off. But like when it's Clear and TSA PreCheck, you don't do anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's another thing you could do.
Something else that I found out about recently, well, it depends on like if you have a certain credit card. So I have the American Express Platinum card. I know, Emma, that you have the same one. If you have that card, you can go into the Delta lounges at the airport,
Hmm.
but only when you book Delta. So if you book a Delta flight, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like a first class ticket. It could be economy. And you can still go in the Delta lounge and you can, like, if you have a layover, if you want to get to the airport early, you can enjoy the amenities in the lounge and like eat, get drinks, stuff like that. And also, I know that there's like different cards in different lounges, but if you have a Chase Sapphire card and you go to the Boston Logan Airport, you can go into the new Chase Sapphire lounge. And I worked with them on Instagram, and it's like the coolest lounge I've ever been in my whole entire life. It's brand new and it's stunning inside. So if you have a Chase Sapphire card and you're flying through Boston Logan, definitely go to the lounge because it's so nice. And there's like a lot of perks and things.
Lounges, I agree with that. My favorite lounge is the one I love the lounge in LA. And I
The American
also,
one.
yes, the American Flagship Lounge in LA. But I also went to the Delta Lounge, I think where was I? I forget where I was. But all I know is I went into the lounge and I was alone. And like they had the best food. They had Oh my gosh, I don't know, it was just so amazing. But my favorite one was the American Lounge in LA. It's so big.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I really like lounges because it's like you can go and you can sit and chill and like sit at a table and charge your phone and like work on your computer and you just like really hang out and like eat food instead of like sitting in one of the like chairs waiting for the at your gate and you're just like uncomfy and it's like crowded.
Yeah, and I feel like if you travel a lot, then it definitely helps like make your travel experience better if you
For
go
sure.
into, like if you have time to like go in the lounge and like
For
relax
sure.
before your flight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to packing, I feel like this is really important because I have definitely learned so much. And I feel like just out of like experience and stuff when it comes to like packing for trips. One thing that I recommend, okay, I do recommend getting luggage that you can like see at the airport.
Yeah.
Because ever since I got my bright red luggage, it's been like so easy for me to spot my bag because I used to have like all black luggage and I literally would be like looking. I feel like everybody has an all black away suitcase. And that's the one that I used to
Yeah.
have. And I just like could never find my bag. Like it was so hard. So I think that definitely having like luggage that stands out is like perfect. I have the Rimowa trunk and the carry-on. I know some people have like mixed reviews about the Rimowa luggage, but I personally really like it.
I love
It
it.
is expensive, but I do also like bays. They came out with some really cool colors lately, which I think definitely change it from just like the black and the tan that they used to have. Like they have so many cool colors, which I love.
Faze came out
So
with this orange luggage and I really want it so bad. Although I'm like, I love my Rimowa trunk. I really love the orange baize. It would be so fun at an airport too. You'd be able to see it.
I know, and it's really, really cute.
Yeah, but my I do love my Rimowa trunk too, and I do have the Rimowa carry-on, but I have like the bigger. They have this like they have the normal carry-on, but then they have like the bigger carry-on. I love my big carry-on because it only travels within the US though. You can't take it on flights that are like out of state for some reason. I just think it's like a little bit too big for the overhead. And also, it doesn't work on some small flights. Like I remember one time I flew to New York and they made me check it. And the only thing about checking a aluminum bag, like my carry-on is aluminum, the only thing about checking that is that it dents easily. I don't mind
Yeah.
like the dents and stuff, but mine is a pretty dented from checking it that one time. But I love the bigger size carry-on because I have taken that on weekend trips where I'm gone for like 3 nights maybe, and I fit so much stuff. Like I remember I took it to Dallas and I brought a pair of boots. I
Oh
brought
yeah.
like a couple outfits. I brought sleep stuff. I brought comfy stuff, sweatpants, sweatshirts. I brought my work stuff, like everything that I needed, and it all fit in that little bag. I also brought a hair dryer and a hair curler.
Yeah, that had so much space in it. I remember like when you were packing for that trip, I was like
Yeah.
throwing things in your bag. I'm like, Emma, bring this, bring this.
Yeah, I
And
brought like
you
extra
brought so
shoes.
much.
It really carries a lot and holds a lot. Um, when it comes to carry on, when you're like, okay, so for me, like I bring a lot for a carry on. I bring my carry on suitcase and I bring a duffel bag as my personal item. I love my Louis Vuitton Keep All 55. That duffel bag is, I mean, it's great. I also have seen people use the beige one and it has a ton of space and room in it. I do also like I have my little tote bag that I bring too as a carry-on, like personal item. But I find that bringing a duffel bag, because it like meshes down a bit, you can like stuff it underneath your seat. You can fit so much more when you're traveling. Like, for example, I've been gone for this last month and I brought my Rimowa trunk. I brought my carry-on, my Rimowa carry-on, and also my duffel bag. And I have fit a month's worth of clothes, makeup, skincare, like hair products, shoes. I brought like probably like 6 pairs of shoes. Like I brought a ton of stuff and it all fit in those 3 bags.
Yeah, remember you were like worried that you weren't going to have enough room?
Yeah, because I honestly didn't think I was going to have enough room, but I ended up bringing less bags than my boyfriend brought.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he brought 2 massive suitcases, and I've seen him wear the same stuff.
I feel like it helps too. Speaking of like knowing what to bring on your trips, I feel like it helps so much when packing. I'm not talking about like a month long trip like what you're on right now because
Yeah,
it's hard to like pick out individual outfits and stuff. So you bring a lot of like basics and things that you can wear so many different ways.
yeah,
But when you're going on a trip and you know you're going to be there for like 3 days or something, for example, I love like packing and trying on every single outfit before I go, which is something I didn't normally do in the past. Like I would just
yeah,
throw a bunch of stuff that I liked into a suitcase and like overpack way too much. But I feel like lately I've been really working on like putting together a full outfit from like accessories, outfit, shoes, bag, and then having like your whole outfit planned out and you try it on before you go. Because the worst is getting to the hotel and like getting ready for dinner and you put your outfit on, and you're like, this literally looks awful and I have nothing else to wear. So
yeah.
I've been doing that with my outfits and I've always loved this, but I love using packing cubes when I pack because you can like organize your luggage so much. And if you say you like needed to get something out of it and you didn't want to like open up your whole entire bag and like have everything spill everywhere, like you could open it up and you know what is in like which packing cube. Keeps your clothes organized. So you can do like dresses in one, pants, tops, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think packing cubes are like really great. I stopped using them honestly because I just like lost all of the pieces. But when it comes to packing for me, like, so I've been gone for a month and I normally bring like a perfect amount of like, okay, so for example, say I'm going to New York for 2 nights and 3 days. I'll use one trip as an example. I went to New York City for 2 nights, 3 days, and I also had one of Peyton's games to go to. So I brought two dinner outfits, which are like dinner slash going out outfits. I brought one game outfit, and then I brought like technically like 3 day outfits because when I get to New York, like I will change and put on an outfit if we're going to walk around, no matter what. And then I always have a plain outfit, and that's kind of like that kind of stays the same. I do love bringing yoga pants for a plain outfit if it's a small or a short plane ride, just because they're so easy to pack and they're small. But that's normally like sweatpants, sweatshirt, or yoga pants and like a t-shirt with like a sweatshirt or something. But anyway, so when I pack for those, I bring specific outfits. But this past month, when I packed, I thought of my most favorite pair of jeans. I brought 3 pairs of jeans. I brought one pair that's like a baggy low rise. I brought one pair that's a high rise, like kind of skinnier leg. And then I also brought like this other pair that I just know I love. So I brought 3 pairs of jeans that I know I love. I brought one pair of pants that were just like parachute pants in case I wanted to like either dress them up or dress them down, which I ended up not even wearing them once. So I think I'm like so not into parachute pants anymore. I like
I
didn't
know.
even pick them up. I don't know. I just like don't really like them right now. I did that. I brought a ton of basics. I brought every single basic tank top I owned, every single basic t-shirt I owned. And those I notice I choose a ton to wear, and I've been picking up wearing them. I've been like washing them a ton. So like those have been really great. Another thing that has been great that I've been wearing are I just got these dresses from Lululemon that are like the Align dresses. And those are so easy to throw on. It literally makes an outfit. Like they're just so cute. So I've been wearing these Align dresses a ton. And when I bring like sleep stuff, I really just bring like boy short underwear that are from like Brandy Melville and then t-shirts. And I rotate like a good probably 3 t-shirts that I wear for like sleep stuff and wash them a ton. And then a ton of bikinis. But I notice when I go on tropical vacations, like beach vacations, I only wear bikinis and I don't wear actual clothes or I wear like little
Yeah.
dresses.
And like you think
So
that at night you're gonna like dress up and like
dress
wear
up,
this
like, no,
like
you're
cute outfit
not.
with heels. Like, no.
And you're not even gonna wear makeup. Like when I was
I
at the
know.
beach, I barely even wore makeup. If I wore anything, I did skin tint and like Benny tint little
Like
drops
really,
for like
really
my
natural light
yeah.
makeup.
Yeah. And then I also
Yeah.
have this palette by Makeup Forever that like has a bunch of things compacted in one where it's like concealers, bronzers, highlighters, like all that type of stuff. So I feel like
hmm
I've gotten to the point with makeup where I really just like whatever is like easiest and smallest that I can bring with me. But my one guilty thing that like I can't travel without is bringing full size skincare.
Oh my God, I'm the same way.
I cannot travel and not bring my full size face wash. I brought my full size shampoo and conditioner, and then I ended up running out of it. So I had to get like little travel ones at Sephora, but I have to travel with full size. I travel with full size lotion, I travel with full size tanning oil, everything full
hmm
size for some reason. But everything else is like I'll pick out whatever I need.
Yeah, me too. I think the heaviest thing in my bag when I travel is my skincare bag. You know that meme and it's like Bella Hadid and it's like me going to my boyfriend's house overnight and it's like a giant bag, me with my skincare. Like
Yeah,
that is
no,
me. So many people
seriously.
send me that, but I feel like that is something I definitely can't like live without when I travel.
Yeah, neither can I. Also, I've been loving reading lately, so I always make sure that I have a book with me when I travel because you can read
hmm
it while you're on the plane or if you have any downtime wherever you are, or like I've been laying in the sun because I've been in Florida, so I'll just be reading my book in the sun. But I tend to just like pick up my book really like when I'm on the plane chilling and stuff. But when you get on a plane, they walk around and they say like, "Do you need headphones?" And they give you those like wire headphones that plug into the TV. So I took some the other day and listened to this hack that I have. So Peyton and I watched Creed 3 a couple months ago, and it was such a good movie. Like I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. I'm obsessed with Michael B. Jordan right now. He's like my celebrity crush. And so we watched Creed 3 and I became obsessed with the movie because of Michael B. Jordan. And so I'm watching it backwards right now. Instead of watching it like in order 1, 2, and 3, I'm watching it 3, 2, 1. So I watched 3 and then I watched 2 on the plane to Portland from Nashville. And it's on the TV screen on the Delta flight. So I just like plugged in my little like headphones onto the TV. I've never, ever once in my life watched that TV screen before. I've never, ever, ever done it. And so this is my first time and I just watched the movie and it was like really fun. So I put my headphones in and I was like, wait, like these aren't noise canceling. Like I hear the plane around me and I was like kind of like what's going on? I had them plugged in. I put my Apple headphones, which are noise canceling, on
Oh,
over top
yeah.
and it noise canceled and I could hear
Wait,
it.
that's a really good hack.
How smart is that?
Because I feel like noise canceling headphones, like now that the Apple AirPods and the new headphones are noise canceling, like
Mm-hmm.
everyone has those. But
Yeah.
before those came out, like I used to have like the Beats noise canceling headphones like way back in the day. And
Yeah.
I could not travel without those.
Yeah, I cannot travel without noise canceling. Even when I'm reading my book on the plane, I will put my noise canceling headphones on and read just because it blocks out the noise behind me.
I do that too. I put like a waves, the sound of like ocean waves.
Yeah, I am just thinking about how I land from Portland Friday morning at like 8:30 and um I have to go home, start laundry, and then pack for the Cape for another week.
I know we have like so much coming up, which I'm excited for, but I'm excited for you to be home and I'm excited to go to the Cape. I also need to like think about what I am packing and stuff because I've been really good about not just like going and ordering a bunch of stuff before I go away, thinking I need a brand new wardrobe when I really don't, you know?
Well, okay, the one thing I ordered something for the Cape and that I wore a ton this past vacation I've been on or travel adventures I've been on or whatever. I ordered a sweater from Jenny Kane and it's a quarter zip cable
Oh,
knit, really light cable knit soft sweater, and
but
I'm
that's like
obsessed
a
with it.
really good basic.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I know, I feel like less is more. The moral of the story is less is more.
Yeah, less is more when it comes to traveling because you'll think you need to bring more, more, more. You get there and you barely wear a single thing.
I know.
That
And it's
happens
like
to
you
me
end up
quite often.
re-wearing stuff all the time too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, well, we just wanted to talk about like our traveling tips and things that have to do with travel since we have both traveled so much and Emma's especially been traveling a lot during this past month. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And if you guys want to follow us on any social media, it is the same across the board for all socials. My usernames are Emma McDonald, and then Maggie's are just Maggie McDonald on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all that. I've also been posting a ton on my Snapchat, which is so random. Not really random, but like I have been on my like public story. So my Snapchat's Emma McDonald 9 if you want to see like little behind the scenes of life, you know? Um,
I love that.
but yeah, anyway, we will see you guys in next week's episode.
And make sure to subscribe to the podcast, listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And we love you so much. We'll see you next time. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.